There we go. Should be back up. Let me know if there's any issues with that, guys. What do you do for work, Warlord? That weighs 40 pounds. Holy crap. I work in a biotech lab. Oh, that's pretty cool. I have a doctorate in pharmaceutical sciences and an MBA, and I do consulting work for long-term care facilities. Mostly. I wear a lot of hats these days. But that's where I make most of my money. Hence the name, RX-Man. Oh, nice! A fellow PharmD. I think per the last APHA records, there were 226,000 registered pharmacists in the United States, which is a frickin' insane number. Some of the bigger chains like CVS and Walgreens are complaining about being a shortage, but there's definitely no shortage. If anything, there's too many pharmacists. There's just a shortage of people who want to work at Walgreens. Okay, so let's drop this here. Does your retail pharmacy sounds like hell? Yeah. Does your wife work in a retail setting? I have. I floated for Rite Aid, God, 15 years ago probably. It was good money. I paid off my student debt, but I wouldn't do it again. If I had to work in a retail setting, I would find a different career, I think, at this point. It's changed a lot. Back in, 2004, 2005, retail pharmacy was okay. It wasn't a terrible job. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But it's been 20 years of downhill for the retail pharmacy environment. Less and less staff, less and less reimbursement, more and more responsibility and liability. It's been a mess. Let's see. We should sell some of these books. Actually, we can put the Mask of Clavicus Vial away too. Honestly, it's cool, but I don't need to wear it all the time. Yeah, I like long-term care quite a bit. My average patient is like 85 years old. My wife does sterile compounding for kids' IV bags, pediatric sterile infusion. Yep. I make a lot of IVs also in long-term care. Mostly antibiotics, daptomycin, vancomycin, ceftriaxone, ampicillin. I had a lot of ampicillin this week so far. I don't like the clean room. I have a big beard, so I have to wear a whole gown and hairnet, beard net, mask, and double glove and do all that. Plus the IV rooms are positive air pressure for sterility, so it messes with your ears after a while to be in there for too long. To make pediatric IV bags is even more dangerous, of course, because your dosages are a lot tighter. Good for her.
I'm very happy to make.
Can I be of
Healthcare heroes,
service?
yeah. I don't know about that. I think pharmacy as a whole is pretty slept on in terms of healthcare, and I get that. We have not done a good job as a profession in emphasizing our role in the healthcare system. Nurses have done a great job, right? They have powerful unions, and they've really squawked quite loud about what they do and the benefits of having a strong nursing staff, and even as mid-level practitioners, providing a lot of care to patients. So nurses have done very well for themselves. The PAs even have done well in establishing their value in the healthcare system. And of course, the MDs and the DOs, they don't really need to. But pharmacists have not done well in in demonstrating what both our role and value is in our current healthcare system, and you can see that in how forgotten the profession is in a lot of ways, and frankly, the stagnation of compensation and things like that. Pharmacists really need better organization. We have a couple large pharmacy organizations like APHA and AMCP, right? But none of them have the teeth that the nursing unions have, or the American Medical Association or anything like that. So I think collective bargaining is really what pharmacists have been missing for a long time. Their voices are not being heard, and frankly, outside of, I'd say, academic environments like a teaching hospital or something like that, where clinical pharmacists, of course, are a core member of interdisciplinary teams, outside of that role, I would say pharmacy is almost entirely forgotten. No one cares about the retail pharmacist or what they do. And about 65 to 70% of US pharmacists work in a retail setting. So the majority of pharmacists are working in a setting where people routinely forget that they even exist and honestly don't even know what they do every day. They think they just count by 5, you know, slap some labels on some bottles. People don't understand what goes on behind their pharmacy counter, and frankly, they don't want to. Not only do people not know what a pharmacist really does, they don't want to know what a pharmacist does. I just want my meds as fast as possible and as cheaply as possible, and I don't care how that happens, is generally the attitude. And honestly, although you can blame the public a lot for that, pharmacists are the reason that people feel that way. We have not been vocal enough about what we do and the importance of our role. So we're going to sell some stuff to Creeper. This Daedric dagger is worth 10,000 gold. So we have to balance that out, I guess, with a helmet and some boots. There we go. And then we just wait 24 hours. Oh, wrong button. Heartbreaking. We hit the R instead of the T. That's okay. We can run right back. We wait 24 hours and then his gold comes right back.
And what is your business?
And then we can keep selling. Ew, dude.
And
Speaking
what is
of
your business here?
seeing a doctor.
How may we help?
Dude's got pertussis. Cool.
Need to practice more.
In my particular corner of medicine in long-term care, I think pharmacists are more or less valued, even though there's kind of a war. There's a civil war between nurses and pharmacists in long-term care, right? Each side really seems to hate each other and blame the other for everything that goes wrong. Anything that could possibly go wrong on the floors, pharmacy blames nursing staff and the nurses blame the pharmacy staff. So, other than the civil war between nurses and pharmacists, long-term care is well established in terms of our value. I mean, my average patient is on 30 meds probably. Some of the med profiles that I do and med reviews I do, there's 40, there's 45 meds, you know? It's a disaster, especially on a 90-year-old with, you know, decreased renal function and a million interactions. The nurses don't want to deal with it, and the doctors, honestly, most of the time don't know enough about pharmacy to handle an 85-year-old patient with 30 drugs, so everyone calls us, which is what we're there for. We can sell this Dwarven Claymore. I suppose we can sell the Templar gear. Did we already start selling the Templar gear? Hard to tell. Yes, we did. We have these Templar greaves here. So I guess we'll just continue selling it. And then if we ever need it for anything, we can just buy it back from Scamp. All good. Alright, let's sell some of these books and scrolls we have, and then continue with the Imperial Legion quests. .126 equip weight, not bad. We should go train a little bit too. Just so whenever we level next, that we will be able to get the 5x modifier
Go ahead.
on our personality and agility. That's pretty important because we're going to level soon. We're at 8 of 10 right now. So we should train personality 9 times. And we have more than enough gold for it.
Friend, how does the day greet you?
And then 6 agility.
I really don't have time.
And we can probably do that with the Morrowind. I think they train marksmanship and sneak and all that kind of stuff.
What do you think of Balmora, Outlander?
Okay, there we go. And now, I suppose, we can just go to Ebonheart. Let's save. Always have to remember to save.
Where would you like to go? We make a special trip.
And then I believe if we divine intervention here, it'll bring us right to Ebonheart. Oh man, it brought us to Pelagia. Okay, well we can still answer our question of whether there are quests for us here. Wasn't expecting that though.
What say you?
Interesting.
What say you?
Guard captain. Maybe there are no quests here. Damn, lock level 95. It's pretty high. Yeah, maybe that answers the question.
Good to see you. Do you need my services?
Ebonheart. Okay. I don't know who gives orders here. Is it this guy? Talk to Varus Vantius in the Grand Council Chambers. Or Fraud the White. Okay. There he is. Fraud the White. Alright, orders. The buoyant armigers claim we have no courtesy. Salin Serethi, a buoyant armiger at the Tower of Dusk in Ghost Fence, claims we have no courtesy. Go best him in a duel of wit and poetry. Okay, interesting. So
You choose to share your time.
the armor that we're looking for is actually at the Tower of Dusk in the Ghost Fence. We're looking for a full set of glass armor for this character. And that's like the only place in the game that it exists, because the buoyant armigers wear glass. Which is interesting. Okay, so yeah, we can kill two birds with one stone here. We can go to the Ghost Fence and do this Imperial Legion quest, and while we're there, we can see if we can steal ourselves a full set, a primo set of glass armor, which would be awesome. Maybe we can get rid of this Dark Brotherhood stuff we've been wearing. So let us recall again. We'll go to Alderun.
At your service, Outlander.
How may I help you, Orc?
So we're looking for the bookseller. I don't know where the bookseller is. I don't think this is it. No, that's the temple. Oh, you can't see anything with this sandstorm. Is it one of these? Pawnbroker, bookseller, there we go. And we're looking for a book called the Red Book of Riddles. The Red Book of Riddles, there we go. Offer. Boop. Done. Got it.
How can I help you?
Let's read this real quick. It must be a drake. It must have been a great hit. It is not a book of poetry. So those are the three riddles in the book. And I think those are the questions that he asks us, so now we have the answers. I'm not entirely sure how to get to the Ghost Fence. Especially with this weather. I think it's this way. Bethesda did a really nice job of making Red Mountain feel inhospitable, dangerous. You can almost hear like the soft hum of the Ghost Gate. So this is one of the numerous mods I have on, which makes the Ghost Gate look much more impressive. It's like these daggers that curve up towards the sky. Very cool. So we're going to continue to travel along the Ghost Gate until we get to the Tower of Dusk. Aptly named. And there it is. Tower of Dawn. Tower of Dusk. Okay.
Okay, Outlander, but make find someone else to bother.
This dude's got full glass armor and a Daedric helm. What a badass. This is the guy I think we're looking to talk to.
Outlanders.
So we're gonna charm him first. Because he hates us a lot. Then we're gonna see if we can bribe him a bit. Up to 76, that should be enough. And courtesy. Riddles. I will ask of you a riddle and you must give the answer as a rhyme. Are you ready? I am ready. It must be a drake. Then it's not a book of poetry. It must have been a great hit. Boom. Nailed it. We're done. Okay, so while we're here,
Annoying Outlander. Let's hear it.
let's rob these guys blind.
Okay,
okay, Outlander, but make it
Glad to hear it.
Okay, this is it. This is his shop, and he has pretty much a full set of glass armor. He's got the boots, he's got the cuirass, he's got the helm, he's got both bracers, he's got both pauldrons. So I think all he's missing is greaves. So, how do we want to do this? We can probably sneak. Use the Amulet of Shadows. Let's save. And let's see how much we can get away with here. Got the cuirass. Got the boots. Got the bracers. Got the helm. Got the pauldrons. Okay, so I think all we're missing is the greaves. I think that's all we're missing. Alright, let's save again. Because I think we have a chance of having glass greaves in one of these crates. 100%, Warlord. Like, in Morrowind it's 100% about training. Like I was saying earlier with our destruction skill, right? We're at 71% of the way through a level, and we have been blasting for 14 hours with destruction. It requires literally tens of thousands of casts, something between 20 and 30,000 successful casts of destruction to raise it from 10 to 100, right? That's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. The only way you're raising some of these skills is with training. And in the early game, you are so weak, especially because your weapon skills are probably so low that you're not hitting anything. You're just swinging and swinging and swinging. That early game gold is absolutely required. And there's a couple good ways to get it. The first one is to just kill guards like ordinators and sell their equipment to Creeper. Also, you can do alchemy kind of loops, right? That's one of the reasons my alchemy is 91 on this character. I did a lot of alchemy. Your potions end up being worth about 100 gold apiece, and then you can sell those to various vendors and you can make thousands of gold that way too. And then just run around training. You're not going to level most of your skills any other way, at least not efficiently. Armor is a great example, right? We've repaired the crap out of our gear, and it never moves. Like, the armor skill barely budges. I think you have to do something like 18,000 repairs to raise your armor all the way, which isn't going to happen. You're not going to have enough of the repair hammers and stuff. Our armor right now is 53%, so if we take this hammer and we repair our stuff, okay, we just repaired almost everything, right? Our armor skill is now 64%. So we just went through and like repaired all of our armor. Relearning the game pretty much at this point, yeah. We just repaired almost everything we have equipped, including a few things that are in inventory that we don't have equipped. And we got 11% of a single level of armor. So we'd have to fully repair all of our gear 1,000 times to raise our armor scale. It's nutty. What I can do for you, Warlord, real quick, is come here, open this, go here. I'm going to skip tutorials. We more or less know what we're doing. And our name is going to be Jhakri.
What's your name?
Go here. Okay, and then copy this. So this is the YouTube playlist, and Saint Giab, for the Let's Play that I'm doing, and you can more or less see there what I do early game. So there's the first, I think, 2 episodes are mostly me doing like Mage's Guild quests and stuff, but I do show how you can get about 2,500 gold like right at the beginning in the Census and Excise office before you leave. But I believe the 3rd episode in the series is the one where I demonstrate how I personally start my gold kind of ramp up, where I use my Bound Badlax and my Berserker buff to kill an Ordinator and then sell his gear to Creeper. So, yeah, that's the playlist so far. That's where we're at. I think I've uploaded like 13, 14 episodes, but those first 3 episodes, especially the third one, will demonstrate exactly how in this playthrough I got, 300,000 gold. All legit. I didn't use console commands. I didn't use any cheats. I didn't really use any glitches. You could consider some of the alchemy stuff I'm doing unethical, but it's all completely legit. It's how you do it on consoles back in 2002. So, but yeah, if you have questions, ask. I'm not an expert. I'm just coming back to the game myself, but I played this game for 2,000 hours probably, back in the old days. I definitely know it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these crates, and if there are not glass greaves in one of these 4 crates, I'm going to reload my save, and we're going to look again. So we have chitin. Nope, it's pauldron and shield. And then helm. So what we're going to do is reload. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. Now that's concerning. I reloaded the game and it's pauldron and shield again. Which makes me wonder if it's not reloading when I reload. I wonder if I have to completely leave the whole area. Okay, there is one thing we can do to test this theory. We can mark here. And then we can Divine Intervention out of here. This brings us back to Buckmouth Legion Fort. And then we can recall back, which will reload the cell. We can save here, actually. Damn. Pauldron and shield. Alright. So, it could be one of the patches that I'm using, to be honest. We'll take the shield anyway. Fuck it. Oh, shit. Nope, he saw that. Okay. Okay. Or not. So he's got the full set of glass except for greaves. And greaves are very hard to come by. There's not a whole lot of them in the game. There's about 5 characters that are wearing glass greaves. They're all right there at the Tower of Dusk. But they're all relatively important characters. They're buoyant armigers. Not only are they very hard to kill, but some of them have quests, some of them have main quest concerns as well. I believe it's the best looking armor in the Elder Scrolls, actually. The Morrowind glass, I think, is the best looking that Elder Scrolls armor gets. I don't think it gets any better than that. Here, let's slap all these on. Take a look. Peep the drip, as the kids would say. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking fierce. We gotta head back to Evanhart.
What say you?
We did lose the boots of blinding speed, unfortunately. Our armor rating of 65 is also very strong. I love that emote. Yeah, we look good. So let's go ahead and put our boots back on, though. Even though they look stupid. Because we want to run fast. I love how my character puts the hand up in front of the face with the dust storm. Nice attention to detail there. But we do need glass greaves, and I don't know where to get them. They might show up in leveled loot somewhere. Hard to tell, to be honest. I don't really want to kill a character for them. I believe there's a bodyguard in Saran that has glass armor that is not important to the game whatsoever. And that character might be the person that we taunt into attacking us and kill them.
Good to see you.
I'm going to cast my mark here again, just to reset that. Okay. There we go. I want to stop at Caldera really fast to sell this Dark Brotherhood armor. Now that we've upgraded to mostly glass, we don't need it anymore. So you can see here in my creeper inventory that we have all these potions. You see 33, 33, 26, 31. These are potions that I made to sell him for gold so that we could train earlier in our playthrough. Worth 114 gold apiece. So when you're selling 30 something of them, there's 5 grand, just boom. And I show you in the Let's Play, in the playlist that I just linked, how to increase the vendor's number of items you can buy from them that automatically refresh every 24 hours. So you can infinitely make potions just by buying the ingredients from the vendor. And at first that's going to be expensive, but over time your potions will become so valuable you can buy all the ingredients, make the potions, and sell the potions back to the vendor for more than you bought the ingredients for. And you can actually do that in Oblivion as well. It's a gold hack, if you want to call it that. Alright, let's sell all this stuff. We have to keep the Templar Curse in our inventory because we can't talk to anyone without it. We can also sell this stupid sword that we picked up. It's a nice sword, but it's not anything we'd ever use. It is the Saint's Black Sword. It's worth 12,000, so we're going to have to buy something from him to even that out. Something worth about 7,000 maybe. There we go. And now we need to sell this 7,000 gold cuirass back to him. So we need something worth 2,000 to even that out, which I suppose would be these boots. And now we sell the boots. And we just made ourselves about 14,000 easy gold. Nice. Alright. Nice and light again. And yeah, glass armor pretty much full. Looking good with the Daedric shield and the glass armor. Let's see if we can get the camera to swirl around us quick here. It's easier in future games like Oblivion and Skyrim. You can just use your mouse wheel to zoom out and you can take a look at your character, but in Morrowind you have to wait about 30 seconds for your camera to start swiveling around your character. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I mean it looks sharp. I think one of my mods probably retextures this stuff, which is why it's got, you know, 2K textures instead of the old like 2002 textures, which would probably just look like one giant green pixel. But I think it's looking pretty good. We just need those damn pants. Alright, let's head back to the fort, turn that quest in. Oh yeah, yeah. This build was heavily Warcraft inspired, with like the one-hand shield, lightning magic, healing wave, sort of shaman vibe. I think it works out. Okay, let's divine intervention here. Get back to the fort. Another tip if you want to end up replaying Morrowind is very early into the Mages Guild. You get these two amulets. The Amulet of Almsivi Intervention and the Amulet of Divine Intervention. And they have relatively cheap charge, right? They only cost 6 charge to cast, and they have 40 charge, so you can cast it about 6 times. And that charge automatically regenerates on their own, so after about a day, you have all of your charges back. And these will allow you to fast travel around the world extremely well. The Almsivi Intervention brings you to the nearest temple anywhere in the world, and the Divine Intervention brings you to the nearest chapel anywhere in the world, or essentially Legion Fort, because they're one and the same. Very, very handy. You get them both for free as part of a Mages Guild quest, and they will stay on your character probably for the rest of your playthrough. You're out of uniform. Talk to me when you're serious. I always forget. Yes, I heard. You won a poetry riddle contest against Salen Serethi, the best of the buoyant armigers. What I wouldn't give to be at the Tower of Dusk right now. Okay, he gave us, I think, a skill book, although I don't know what skill that raises. I cannot give you advancement anymore. Talk to the Knight of the Imperial Dragon, Varus Vantius, in Ebonheart. So I'm pretty much as far up the Legion as I'm gonna get. Let's do a few more quests. Find the traitor, Honth Jolf. Actually, that's probably a Y. It's probably Honth Yolf. Honth Yolf was once a member of the Order of Ebonheart. He turned our backs on us. It's another typo. This is my second Morrowind typo that I found. He turned our backs on us. And works as a guard for Andrethi in Onarnabi, a foul den of sorcerers and Daedra worshippers on the far southeast corner of Azura's coast, near the Shrine of Azura. Find the traitor and kill him. Okay. That is pretty frickin' far out.
Here's a fine one. Speak freely.
The Shrine of Azura, I think, is like here. So Molagmar would be the closest we're going to get to that. Ick. Alright. So, I think we can take this boat to Vivek, and then we can take the Silt Strider to Molagmar. But it is going to be a long run to get out there. Vivek Foreign Quarter.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and there's the Silt Strider.
Where would you like to go?
Okay. So we're going due east, essentially. And thank God for the boots of blinding speed. Let's go ahead and put our glass on. We can water walk over this. So we're looking for the Shrine of Azura. Arnabi. Is that it? Arnabi. Holy shit, we stumbled upon it. Oh, and there's the Shrine of Azura. You can barely see Azura's star right there, but we found it. Hey, sometimes you accidentally find the thing you're looking for. Alright, let's go ahead and get our poison flask ready. I'm sure there will be fighting in here.
Prepare to die, beast.
Oh, not a bone walker. Good. Demon Tonto. Very strong weapon. Early game. One of the strongest, in fact. That'd be great to loot first thing. Flame Matronach. Scamp. You think you're going to kill me with a scamp? Ooh, a Storm Matronach. Nice. He didn't get a chance to cast on me. Stunned him with the mace.
You will die!
Okay. Lock level 45, 25, 10, and 20. Alright, so we got 4 locks to open here. I went ahead and made a lesser, greater, expert, and master open lock spells just for a little bit more mana efficiency. We're gonna have to dispose of the body. Nothing in here, but let's go ahead and put all her junk in here that we didn't want in the first place. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I was running open lock 100 and resting. Yeah, so in terms of... You don't want to be spending more mana than you have to, right? And that makes sense. So I only went up to 90. There are a couple 95 and even 100 locks in the game. The Corpsarium underneath Divisphere's tower has a bunch of level 100 locks in it. But yeah, the lesser only cost me 15. The 50 point cost me 30, the 75 point cost me 45, and then the master open lock cost me a whopping 54, but yeah, we can just try to manage our mana a little bit better with my healing too. I made a minor renew and then a greater renew so that I can better handle what we're expecting. And then for destruction, this is a really good point if you want to do any kind of destruction magic in Morrowind or Oblivion, because in both of those games destruction magic is kind of hot garbage. What you can do is you can make these weakness spells. Weakness to magic 25% for 15 seconds, and then weakness to shock 25%. And the way the calculation works is that it double dips. If you have a 100 damage shock spell, the weakness to Magicka is going to give you an additional 25 damage, so you're now doing 125. But the weakness to shock gives you an additional 25% damage, but it's 25% of the 125, not the 100. So you end up with 157 damage on a 100 point spell if you do the magic and then the shock weakness. And you can do this with fire, frost, poison, whatever you'd like. Just make sure it's in this order, that it's magic first, then shock second. And then you actually, it's compounding. It's It's very, very powerful. So if you do all the way up to 100%, weakness to magic 100, weakness to shock 100, your spell actually does 400% damage because of the double dipping with having them in this order. So I made a lesser of 25% and a greater of 50%. I can't go higher than that. I don't have the mana pool for it as an orc. In Oblivion, you can go higher than that, right? But in terms of mana efficiency, right? If I'm going to use an electrocute spell, for example, or a lightning bolt. Let's use lightning bolt. Let's say this lightning bolt was 100 points of damage, and let's say it cost 60 mana to cast it, and I have an enemy that has 250 health. I would need to cast that 3 times, essentially spending 180 mana. Or I can use a lesser weakness for 39 mana, right? And this is going to increase my damage by 157% on that lightning bolt. And now I only need to cast 2 of them. So 60, 60, 39 is substantially cheaper. The more health the target has, and the more lightning bolts I would be casting, the more value I get out of weakening the target to the Magicka and the Shock. So if you're looking at doing a playthrough that either incorporates destruction magic or uses only kind of casting magic, you want to make sure that you have different ranks, essentially, of weakness magics, because you're going to save yourself a tremendous amount of mana in the long run by essentially being able to cast fewer of your spells to kill particularly tough targets. Weak targets will die in 1 or 2 casts anyway, so there's no point, but if it's something that was going to survive 10 casts of your spell, by using a weakness spell, now it'll die in maybe 6, and you've saved yourself some mana. So mana efficiency is an important thing to think about when you're making spells in both Morrowind and Oblivion. Alright, let's see what we have in all these chests. Frankly, nothing good so far. Expensive amulet. We're looking for an exquisite amulet because we want to enchant an amulet with some constant effect stuff. Probably health and fatigue, but I'm not sure yet. Maybe magic resistance as well. But only the exquisite amulets can hold a charge that's high enough for it. I don't think we've killed Haunthiolf yet. We've killed quite a few people, but I don't believe I've killed a Nord. So let's keep looking. That might be him. Go ahead and get our electrocute going. Make sure you don't use frost magic on a Nord. He might even... Oh, I'm stuck on the bridge.
Give in. You're dead already.
He's pretty cool looking.
Feel to know death is near?
I'm just gonna level, I think, my light armor and my block a little bit here. Because he's not actually hitting me that hard. I'm gonna have to repair afterwards. This is how strong that ring is. There we go, light armor went to 46, which is cool. Let's see if we can get a level of block too.
It'll be your blood here, not mine.
Talking a lot of shit.
You're dead already.
Seeing how he's wailing on me and not really getting anywhere. There we go. Block skill went to 63. Rest and meditate on what you've learned. We gained a level.
You're bested.
He's got a fairly valuable book. That's about it. Preserved ancient key. I don't actually know what that goes to. I wonder if it's something in here specifically, or maybe we should check the water? Maybe there's a chest in the water. Filthy Enwa. Let me just scroll up on this. Yeah, everyone is super racist in Morrowind. I think we all know at this point that what Enwa is supposed to mean, right? It's like a weird deviation of N-word. And people call me a filthy Enwa all the time. Like pretty routinely. The Dark Elves are super xenophobic, right? Which I get. They're being occupied. Vardenfell was their home, and then Red Mountain erupted and frickin' destroyed most of the island, and then the Empire comes in and puts Imperial forts all along the coast, starts outlawing things that are important to the Dunmer, like the worship of certain divines and necromancy and things like that. So I get why they're upset that there's a bunch of invaders, essentially occupiers, in their home. And there's a lot of racism towards the Ashlanders, especially the native tribes like the Urshalaku up here and whatever this group is called, the Ahamusa, right? They've really lost a lot of their land, a lot of their hunting lands, and they've been pushed to the fringes of society. So I get that the Dark Elves are sort of xenophobic. I think they have a decent reason to be. But the Telvanni are just straight up racist, and they enslave the Khajiit and Argonians like crazy. It's wild going to the Telvanni towns and finding like just cages full of slaves that you can buy. Um, and yeah, everybody's pretty racist, especially playing as an orc. People hate orcs, like they hate orcs. They consider them a beast race, much like the Khajiit and Argonians, even though orcs are technically closer to elves than they are, an Argonian. And with your personality starting so low, especially at the beginning of the game, nobody wants to talk to you. They all just tell you to go F yourself. So, yeah, it's very racist. Oblivion tones that down substantially, but Skyrim sort of brings it back. At least you can wear boots helm. Yeah, you can wear open-faced helms as a beast race. I think. Could probably turn my light off now. The sun's coming up. But yeah, no boots. That's true. No boots. Skyrim brings a lot of the racism back. You have like Windhelm, right? That has the Grey Quarter, and the Nords pretty much hate everybody that's not a Nord. The Stormcloak Rebellion has some serious racial undertones to it as well. And then Khajiit, right, are forced to live in trade caravans outside of the city because everyone believes that they're thieves and drug dealers. Like, just straight up. I found that key, and I was thinking there might be a chest somewhere that the key unlocks, but I can't find anything. So I'm wondering if the key is, like, mod related. But it would have been cool if there was, like, a sunken chest in the water that key opens. I would have liked that. It was not to be, though. We can probably just recall out of here. We did what we came to do. Killed everyone. I find it interesting that the guard that was supposed to be protecting them was all the way in the back of the cave. He was the last person we fought. Not a great guard. He probably should have been up front. Alright, divine intervention.
What say you?
Gotta put our curse back on.
Greetings
We
and
share the same
salutations.
company. What can I do for you?
So, Hauntjolf is dead. It is always sad when someone betrays the legions, but we cannot allow such traitors to live. Okay, what's your next order? An ordinator is spreading lies about the Order of Ebonheart. Stop Suron Athonus slanders. Okay. The slanders are being spread by Surin Athonus, an ordinator at the justice offices in Vivec. Find him and silence his lying mouth with blood. God damn, dude. There might be a more diplomatic way to handle this issue. So we can actually, and again, I cannot stress enough how nice these two amulets are. We should be able to almsivi intervention right to the temple. Oh wow, that's pretty. This is Vivek killing a skulk, or whatever they're called, shulks. Highly stylized, of course. But the sun setting over Ebonheart is really pretty. And this is what most of my mods are doing, right? They're just, they're adding graphical fidelity. Like, the water is really pretty. I like the sun shaft that's coming directly down the water. And you can see the ripples as the wind goes through. And you can actually watch as the sun creeps below the horizon. It's happening in real time, right? The skyboxes. It doesn't just go from dusk to night. You can watch the progression of the sun going down. And all the ambient light getting dimmer and dimmer as it goes. It's really nice. Morrowind has never looked this good, I swear. Alright, so the justice offices should be right here. Hall of Justice. Right, so we gotta find this guy. Let's save, because this might turn into some kind of brawl, and the Ordinators are actually pretty tough. They have ebony weapons.
Leave me.
Not you.
Find someone else to bother.
Not you. Find someone else to bother, he says. Oh, by the way, just as a tip, this is the hidden library of the Halls of Justice right here. Very, very easy to miss. You might not even see it if you're coming in from this angle, right? The chair and the desk are blocking it. But there's a level 75, pretty high, trap here. And you can go down, and there's a bunch of books in there that you need for various quests in the game. There is a non-hidden library in Vivek, but that's not where they are.
There's no time for talk.
Not you.
Go. Keep moving,
There he is.
scum.
Keep moving, scum, he says. Alright, yeah. Yep, this guy's... this guy's looking for some D, I think. So you need a player house. And, on the floor. So, no, it depends where, right? Because NPCs, I think, do pick things up. And then... it depends what patch and what mods you have, but the world does get rid of things that you put on the ground, at least in base Morrowind. You might have a patch that makes things more static on the ground, but I wouldn't do that either. So you're going to have to establish essentially a home base. And there's a couple ways you can do that. There's a couple free ones in the game. There are places that are just abandoned. There's actually one right here in Vivek I can show you in a second if you want when we finish this quest. It's 10 feet away from here. It's a really nice house right near the temple, and the owner of it is dead on the floor, and there's a whole quest that goes along with that. But essentially means the house is unclaimed, so you can use it as your own. There's a bed there, there's tons of storage, and you can use that as a player house, right? A lot of people use like Revere the Trader in Balmora, because Balmora is nice and central, it's right in the middle of everything. Revere has some really lucrative stuff that you can sell early game, so you can just go murder the crap out of him. He's an unarmed Khajiit, right? He's easy to kill. And then you can just utilize his house as a player house, and there's a lot of chests in there for storage and things like that. I like to use the Balmora Council Club, because there is a quest where you kill everyone inside, and then you have this giant 3-tier player house that you can just use on your own. But the short answer to your question is you need a base of operations. And there are some that are officially in the game, and then there's, ones that you can just make yourself. But let me show you one right after we fuck this guy up. Bring him to Pound Town, population 1. Let's go ahead and equip Poison Flask. Maybe we can try a diplomatic approach first, right? Instead of just crushing his head in. Let's charm him. Let's get his persuasion up. Okay, he's up to 77 now. And let's go to Slanders and see if he'll just apologize. I spoke nothing but the truth. The Legion is just a mob of blunt-eared apes playing at being soldiers. Is it just your cowardice? Or the incompetence of your so-called knights? Or is it just the way you smell? Okay, so we're gonna kill him. It's alright. It's okay. You know what? You can't do everything diplomatically in life. Poison flask. So we don't just want to murder him in the middle of the Hall of Justice, right? I think that would go poorly for us. So let's taunt him into attacking
It's
us.
never easy, is it?
Taunt, 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 taunt. And just hit your taunt button until you get a goodbye. And now he's going to attack us. Boom. He just hit us with some lightning. Now he hit us with a couple of lightning spells. We blocked him. Poison Flask killed him. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. He actually did not have an ebony weapon. He has the Gavel of the Ordinator. So that's interesting. They nerfed this guy a little bit because they knew players would have to be fighting him, so they made him a less powerful version of an Ordinator, which is appreciated. I didn't really want to get one shot by an Ordinator. What we can also do is we can take all of his shit, all of it, and we can sell it to Creeper for a ton of money. So let's dispose of corpse so that there's no record of our crime. If somebody walks in here, they're not going to see a dead Ordinator sitting there. Always dispose of your corpses if you can, unless you need it for some reason. And then we can open his drawers, and we can put his clothing inside, because we don't need that. And we can put his Gavel of the Ordinator in there, because it's heavy and it's not worth anything. And now we have a nice clean crime scene. Just bleach the floor a little bit. Alright, let's get out of here. While we're here, let me show you that free player house that you can get. Vivek Temple. Alright, so this is the Temple of Vivek right here. You can't miss it. It's got the giant floating meteor that Vivek is suspending with his godly powers. If you use your amulet or a cast of Almsivi Intervention, you will automatically go here every time. So just to orient yourself, you're at the temple and there's easy ways to fast travel here. So if you walk away from the temple, towards all the cantons. These are all the cantons of Vivek. This canton on your left here is St. Dellen's Canton, I believe. And the very first house here, St. Dellen Canal South 2, but it's the first one in front of you. Open up this door, and as you can see, Nads Theron is dead as fuck in here. And there is a quest chain associated with this body and all that. But anyway, this is his house. And now it's your house, because the owner of it is dead. So as you can see, you can sleep in the bed. It's not illegal to do so. I didn't know we were going to level, but okay. Yay! Oh shit! Dark Brother Assassins! I didn't really think of that. Anyway, this is the house, and it's yours now. And let me kill these guys real quick. I can show you some of the storage options and stuff in here. It's pretty nice. We got Poison Flask going. Let's whip our shield out. Let's get ourselves in this corner so that they can only swing on us one at a time. There we go. These guys hit pretty hard. I'm gonna get as far back. Hopefully he can't swing as often. Okay, dead. We Poison Flask both of them. These Daedric Wakasashis are worth 48,000 gold. So again, when we're talking about how do you make money in this game, 48,000 gold weapon is pretty good. The carved ebony dart is worth 2,000 also. Anyway, look at the storage you have in here. You have 3 urns and 2 sacks, and each one of those has like 200 pounds of encumbrance, so you can put tons of shit in there. You have a desk. You have this massive chest of drawers, right? And then you can drop stuff all on the floor here, too, if you want to. And nobody's going to come pick it up, because this is an owned house. Nobody comes in here. No NPCs, other than, of course, the Dark Brotherhood Assassins, who will try to kill you, will come in here. So a thing you can do is, like, you can put all your alchemy equipment right here, right? And then you can put all of your ingredients in this desk. And that's a good way to lower your encumbrance. And then if you ever want to make potions, all of your stuff is right here on the desk, and all of your ingredients are inside. And then maybe you can put all of your scrolls in here. You can put all of your gems in here. And you can put any, armor that you don't need maybe in here, or maybe you can put all your armor in the chest of drawers. And if you have some weapons that you think are really cool, but you don't want to lug them around, just lay them all on the floor right here. Or just steal everything off this tabletop, right? And just start laying down weapons on top of it. Just as a nice display. Anything cool you get, like dwarven things that you want to keep, you can just kind of come here and put on your table. You can put anything up here if you want. Lanterns, skulls, you can decorate the place. And this is a completely free player house, right? So it's not official, but nobody owns this place. No one comes in this place. Your stuff is completely safe here. You have like 10 storage options and a bed that you own. And it's right near the temple, so you can fast travel here just by using your Om Savi intervention scroll, amulet, or spell. So you don't even have to put like a mark down here to recall to it. You can teleport here just with the temple. So I'd recommend that. That would be my recommendation for an easy player home for you. So we're going to take all this and dispose of the corpse. We're going to take all this and dispose of this corpse. Alright, cool. So we killed the Ordinator. We can go ahead and, if we Divine Intervention from here, also a nice thing about your player house is that if you Divine Intervention from here, you end up right at the fort. And there's a boat out here. There's all kinds of stuff. He broke our boots. The son of a bitch. Damn, I noticed we were running a little slow. It's because the assassins broke our boots. They are very fragile. They only have a durability of 50, whereas a lot of your stuff is like 250 or even 500 for these boots. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and put our boots back on, now that we've repaired everything. Oh, we're gonna be blind, aren't we? Shit, I didn't think of that. It wasn't until I was putting it on that I was like, oh, right. There we go.
Where's your...
We're fast again. Yeah, we're gonna have to put our cuirass on right here. Ugly thing.
If there is
Well,
anything I
here's
can
a
do,
fine
I am
room.
humbly
Speak
at your
freely.
service.
Slander. There it is. So you found Surin Athones and silenced him. Good. We want good relations with the Ordinators, but we can't tolerate slanders on our character. Yeah, no, he did. Orders. A member of our order is a murderer. Find Saprius Entius before the Ordinators do. He is a fellow knight of the Order of Ebonheart. Alas, he is also a murderer. I know a way to get him to the mainland, where he will be tried with imperial justice. The Ordinators are too prejudiced to give him a fair trial. I believe he is hiding somewhere in Vivec City. Find him before the Ordinators do, and bring him to me. Well, shit. He's not giving me very much to go on. Alright. He's hiding somewhere in Vivec City. Do you know how big Vivec City is? My dude. I need to go down this hallway, but they're both standing there. There we go. That's not where we wanted to go. Let's go down this way. Go down this way, and go to this guy. So I want to buy another armor hammer, because we just pretty much used ours up. We can sell our old one, because there's only 5 uses left. He's giving me 1 gold for it. Thanks, bro. Damn. He's got his own special hammer. I don't really need a Grand Master's. I guess we can just buy a regular Master's armor hammer. There we go. Good, done. Damn. I don't know. Let's Almas V intervention to go back to the temple. And see if we can talk to somebody. Let's try to... charm this person. That didn't help very much. There we go. Does she know anything? Huh, she has restore strength. We've been looking for that. We're looking for him as well. Yeah, so they don't know where he is either. Yeah, we might have to look that up in the book, because this quest has given us nothing to go on. Just that he's in Vivek. And the couple of people I've spoken to so far don't know. So I think I'm going to take some time. I think I'll end this episode here. It's been an hour and 10 minutes, which is a little longer than I normally do these episodes. And then we will pick back up maybe a little bit later today. I have some woodworking to do today. I have a big project I'm working on in the shop. But probably this evening, if I have some time, I can log back on for another hour or two. Check out the YouTube playlist if you want to follow along with the Let's Play, because I'm going to post all the videos there in chronological order. And thank you for joining me today, guys. And you followed too, so you'll get an announcement when I start streaming again. Yeah, have a nice one, Warlord.